Hi there, Loy from loymachedo.com and whoisloymachedo.com. Today is the 14th of May 2014 at 1 in the afternoon. Just wanted to finish a couple of book reviews that I've left pending. So today's book review is going to be Could I Do That? And this is by Simon Hartley. Could I Do That? It's by Simon Hartley. Now, to be honest with you, I normally don't purchase books like these because these are just motivational books that just give you a little bit of a motivational talk and inspirational stuff, but then it's pretty short-lived. But the reason I bought it is because I kind of read that Andy Cook, who is the best-selling author of The Art of Being Brilliant, he recommended this book, and at the top, Andy Machedo, okay, world-class endurance athlete, he said, if you're asking yourself this question, this book is a vital tool in your toolbox. Buy it, read it, do it. Okay, fine. So I bought this book. The book has, kind of a nice light visual display compared to most of the books that have a really shocking, strong color like red. And this is how Simon Hartley looks like. This is Simon Hartley. Now he, just to make you understand, he's a sports psychologist and is a performance coach. So he helps a lot of people, achieve their peak where it comes to physical activities or maybe even mental. So he has written this book, and he tries to make it a little creative. He has made it different and colorful, not like just monotonous. Then there are some not very high resolution drawings. If you actually look at it, not high resolution in the sense they're not done like really professionally. They're just done as if some child did it. Like, even if you have a look at this, it's not done really professional. There were bits where I didn't even read what he has written in these cartoons. Then there are bits and pieces where he tries to get creative by putting diagrams like this or like this. So the book is slightly creative. It tries to be different. However, in terms of content, I didn't find anything that was like wow, totally out of the world, like something really original. Although he does use examples, the examples mentioned in the book are from David Blaine, who is the world's famous illusionist. Then he has some of his other friends like Christopher Brisley. I'm sure you never heard of him. He's a marathon runner. Then Louis Pug, okay, he is a world famous swimmer who swam in the freezing North Pole. Then he's taken John Evans, who balanced a car on his head. Andy Reid, who is a war veteran who lost both his legs, his right arm and his finger on the left arm. Steve Williams, who's an Olympic champion. Then Robin Benincasa, who is the world champion adventure race holder for Guinness World Records. And John Hartley, is a man who did not know anything of German, but went to set up a business in Germany, who is his brother. So now, I give these names. I'm sure you don't know maybe half these names, or you don't know any one of them apart from David Blaine. And so I thought this book would be original. I thought the book would be something different, but it just takes on the role of trying to be a balance between Chicken Soup for the Soul and one of these books like Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, kind of a motivational book. There are 9 chapters: Inception, the why, the how, driving a discomfort zone, taking control. It's not about you, to quit, not quit. Is it failing, really failure, infinity and beyond? And in between, he has his questions which are laced at the end of every chapter. The questions, like he has a chapter summary whereby he mentions what he wants to say through the chapter. And the questions there were also not very thought-provoking. Like some of the questions he mentioned there is, if you want better answers, ask better questions. What is your authentic response? What do you think? The toughest question can be the most valuable. What is your toughest question? Don't compare your inside to the other people's outside. How can you bridge the gap between what stands between you and what you love to achieve? So overall, I just felt this book was trying to be motivational, inspirational, just share a couple of good ideas and examples. But I'm at this stage where this kind of motivational stuff and does not seem to work. Okay, agreed. In the days of Les Brown, you got to be hungry. Those were that was a high, but then it was in the 80s. Then it slowly started declining in the 90s. Today, this stuff doesn't work. So I gave this book a 3 out of 10. I didn't feel that the book was done really well, out of the world. Not many examples. Most of the advice was basic, simple stuff. So I would recommend this book for someone who is like a youngster or someone who is just getting depressed and want something to read and get their mind out, or someone who's just starting into the motivational genre. Otherwise, for someone like me who reads books on neuroscience and cognitive psychology and the deeper end of the reading spectrum, I wouldn't recommend this book. I give it a 3 out of 5. So this is Loy from loymachedo.com giving you the book review for the one and only Could I Do That by Simon Hartley. So this is what I felt. If you have any books that you'd like me to review, let me know. Loy from loymachedo.com and whoisloymachedo.com. Goodbye for now.